Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mavit Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Deva Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
The Guru, spiritual teacher, is Brahma. The Guru is Vishnu. The Guru is the Lord Shiva. The Guru is verily the Supreme Brahman. Salutations to that Guru.
Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Salutations to the Guru who has made it possible to realize Him by whom this entire universe of movable and immovable objects is pervaded.
Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Salutations to the Guru who with the collyrium stick of knowledge has opened the eyes of one blinded by the disease of ignorance.
Sthavaram Jangam Vyaptam Yena Kritsnam Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Salutations to the Guru who has made it possible to realize Him by whom all this world, animate and inanimate, movable and immovable, is pervaded.
Chidrupena Parivyaptam Trailokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Salutations to the Guru who has made it possible to realize Him who as consciousness pervades the three worlds with their movable and immovable objects.
Sarvashruti Shiroratna Samudbhasita Murtaye Vedantam Bhuja Suryaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Salutations to the Guru whose form is radiant with the jewel of Vedanta and who is the sun that causes to blossom the lotus of Vedanta.
चैतन्यं शाश्वतं शान्तं व्योमातीतं निरञ्जनं बिन्दुनादकलातीत तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः.
Salutations to the Guru, who is the Supreme Spirit, eternal and serene, who is beyond ether, pure, beyond Bindu, Nada and Kala.
ज्ञानशक्ति समारूढ तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदाता च तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः.
Salutations to the Guru, who is established in knowledge and power, who is adorned with the garland of knowledge, and who grants both worldly prosperity and liberation.
अनेक जन्म संप्राप्त कर्मेन्धन विदाहिने आत्मज्ञानाग्निदानेन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः.
Salutations to the Guru, who by setting the fire of self-knowledge burns away the fuel of karma accumulated through innumerable lives.
शोषणं भवसिन्धोश्च प्रापणं सारसम्पदः यस्य पादोदकं सम्यक् तस्मै श्रीगुरवे
Salutations to the Guru, whose grace completely dries up the ocean of the samsara and makes one realize the supreme well.
न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः तत्त्वज्ञानात् परं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः.
There is no higher truth than the Guru, no higher penance than the Guru, and there is nothing higher than realization. Salutations to that Guru.
मन्नाथ श्री जगन्नाथो मद्गुरु श्री जगद्गुरु मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः.
My Lord is the Lord of the universe, my Guru is the teacher of the universe, and myself is the self of everything. Salutations to that Guru.
गुरुरादिरनादिश्च गुरु परमदैवतं गुरो परतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः.
The Guru is the beginning of the universe, yet he himself is without a beginning. The Guru is the highest deity. There is none higher than the Guru. Salutations to that Guru.
So last time you may be remembering we had discussed what some of the things which Sri Ramakrishna has said about the Guru. So today we will see how Swami Vivekananda has explained those statements of the Master. Like Sri Ramakrishna says that Satchidananda alone is the Guru. If a man in the form of a Guru awakens spiritual consciousness in you, then know for certain that it is God the Absolute who has assumed that human form for your sake. The Guru is like a companion who leads you by the hand. So God alone is the Guru. Only God can guide persons. If we see a human Guru, then actually it is God's power in him that is the real Guru. Then about the need of a Guru, Sri Ramakrishna said, one must get instruction from a Guru. Once a man was looking for a stone image of Shiva. Someone said to him, go to a certain river. There you will find a tree. Near it is a whirlpool. Dive into the water there and you will find the image of Shiva. So I say that one must get instructions from a teacher. So he is searching for something, he doesn't know where to search. So the teacher comes and tells him. That is in every field. We are searching in a library for a particular book we don't know. So our teacher on that subject will come and tell us, look there on that shelf. So here also, when we are searching for spiritual enlightenment, the teacher tells us where to search and how to search. That is the thing. And Sri Ramakrishna says, in every age, God incarnates himself as the Guru to teach humanity. Once he comes, then he sets in motion his disciples, then their disciples, like that. Then in time, that slowly it vanishes because the nature of the world is like that nothing can stay. So that power also disappears, it dissipates slowly, then God comes again. So it is like that. So that is why God incarnates himself as the teacher. So these incarnations, Swami Vivekananda says, are the greatest teachers of mankind. So what does he say about this? Let us see. He says, one of the things Hindus believe in is that there are some souls, exceptional ones, who are already free and who will be born here for the good of the world, to help the world. They are free already. They do not care for their own salvation because they are already free. They just want to help others. They do not require to be taught by anybody. From their childhood, they are omniscient. They know everything. Everything means they know everything about the spiritual world. They speak the highest truth even when they are children. Upon these free souls depends the spiritual growth of mankind. Without them, there is no chance. They are like the first lamps from which other lamps are lighted. True, the light is in everyone because the Atman is in everyone. But in most men it is hidden. Light may be there, but it is no good if it is hidden. The great souls are shining lamps from the beginning. Those who come in contact with them have as it were their own lamps lighted. So one lamp lights other lamps. So by lighting the other lamps, the first lamp does not lose anything. If you light a lamp with a lamp, the first lamp is as it is. But yet it communicates its light to the other lamps. 1,000,000 lamps may be lighted, but the first lamp goes on shining with undiminished light. The first lamp is this incarnation of God, and the lamp that is lighted from it are his disciples, those lamps which are lighted. So then their disciples become teachers, then it goes on. That is called the Guru Shishya Parampara in Sanskrit. So one, it is like a chain. Hmm. But at the beginning of the chain is God Himself. So they come and set in motion a tremendous spiritual current by transmitting their power to their immediate disciples and through them to generation after generation of disciples. So that is why Swami Vivekananda said at one place that without this Guru Shishya Parampara, this tradition, nothing can be achieved. So this we have to keep in mind if we want guidance. Otherwise, we will find that there are hundreds of gurus now. Every day they are coming out. So we have to be careful. What they are teaching, we have to verify with the scriptures. We have to see from what tradition they are coming. Like not only in this, even in classical music. If you go to a teacher, they will say, I am from this gharana. This means what? They are learning in the traditional way. They cannot teach anything they like. It will be nonsense. So, of course, if it is true in that sense, then here it is all the more true. Then Swami Vivekananda says, I have seen such men in this life. I have read the Bible and all such books. They are wonderful. But you cannot find living power in the books. Otherwise, what is the use of this schools, university, etc.? Everybody would be say, go. The library is full of books. Read books on physics, chemistry, biology, become a scholar. It doesn't happen that way. The power that can transform life in a moment can be found only in the living illumined souls. Those shining lights who appear among us from time to time. So they have the power to change lives, incarnations of God, but not ordinary gurus. They cannot. They can tell us which course you have to follow and they can guide us in that. But the power to change a person with a touch or a look, that can only happen with God Himself. When He comes down, He has that power. And of course, some special disciples of His, like in this age, Swami Vivekananda, had that power to some extent. So these incarnations are the highest Guru. And their disciples, as Swami Vivekananda says, set in motion a current. So that knowledge, spiritual knowledge, is handed down by tradition. So when we are in that tradition, we know that we are on the right path. So now we will just sing the Guru Ashtakam. So it is in Sanskrit, but for those who know Hindi, it is simple. So the gist is that if you have everything in the world, but you don't have devotion to your Guru, then everything else is worthless. That is the gist of this song. So it starts, Shariram Surupam, you have a beautiful body, you are free from disease. Yasha, Yasha means your fame is all through the world. Dhanam, you have Meru, Meru means mountain. You may have riches like mountain, but if you don't have devotion, so these two lines are repeated every stanza. Guru Rangri Padme Mana Chain Na Lagnam. If your mind is not devoted, then Tatakim. Tatakim means what use is all that? Everything else is useless. Rajdeep, please close that. शरीरं स्वरूपं सदा रोगमुक्तं यशश्चारुचित्रं धनं मेरुतुल्यं गुरोरग्रिपद्मे मनश्चेन्मलग्नं तत किं तत षडङ्गादिवेदो मुखे शास्त्रविद्या कवित्वं च गद्यं च पद्यं करोति गुरोरग्रिपद्मे मनश्चेन्मलग्नं तत किं तत किं तत किं तत किं तत किं तत So this Swami Vivekananda said that one lamp being lighted from the other lamp. That is called the transmission of that Guru's power. But we should remember that it is only the seed. So if you let the seed remain as it is, it will be nothing. There will be no growth. So you have to take care of the seed, flower, water the seed, prevent it from other things. So similarly, if we don't nurture the seed which is given by the Guru, nothing can happen. The seed will remain a seed. In time it will happen, but we won't get the results soon. So this Swami Vivekananda compares to what in Christian church is called baptism. Baptism, when they formally initiate someone into Christianity. So what happens, problem is that with time we forget the real essence of these rituals. So go and have done something dumb and you are a initiated disciple or you are a Christian but what is the essence behind those rituals? Rituals can only be seen outside. But when we forget the essence, then it just turns into some empty ritual, and problem is along with that many superstitions then are joined. That is the problem. So what is the essence behind this baptism? Swami Vivekananda says, what is baptism? Is it sprinkling some water over you or dipping you in water while muttering some mantras, formulas? No. Baptism is the direct introduction into the life of the Spirit. If you receive real baptism, you are on the way to knowing that you are not the body but the Atman. That is true baptism. There was baptism in the beginning when Christ came to earth and taught. The illumined souls, the great ones that come to the earth from time to time, have the power to reveal the supreme vision to us. That is true baptism. You see, before the formulas and ceremonies of every religion, there exists the germ of universal truth. So all these rituals are there, but behind that there is the essence. So if the essence is forgotten, then the rituals have no meaning at all. In course of time, this truth becomes forgotten. It becomes strangled by forms and ceremonies. With most of the ceremony, this happens. So when we in India and other places also, when we worship God through images, we forget that we are worshipping God, not the image. Then that image itself becomes everything and we forget the essence. Then living image of God, which is human beings, that we don't take into consideration. That we may harm others, we may lie, we may cheat, but when we go to temples, we are full of devotion. That has no meaning at all. So, this is the essence behind all the rituals which we perform. But when we forget the essence, then all kinds of superstitions comes up and there are selfish men everywhere. So these priests and pandits and all these people will come and for their own selfish end they will tell, oh, if you don't do this, you are gone, you are doomed. If you don't give me 1,000 rupees for this worship ritual, you are finished. So all these things come when the essence is forgotten. So in course of time, this truth becomes forgotten. It becomes, as it were, strangled by forms and ceremonies. The form remains. We find there the casket with the spirit all gone. That is the problem. You have the form of baptism, but few can evoke the living spirit of baptism. The form will not suffice. If the essence is forgotten, the form is worthless. Like if the soul, when the soul departs from the body is of no use. They burn the body or bury it. So when the essence is gone, the form is worthless. If we want to gain the living knowledge of the living truth, we have to be truly initiated into it. That is the ideal. So the Guru must teach me and lead me into light and make me a link in that chain of which he himself is a link, one by one. The man in the street cannot claim to be a Guru. The Guru must be a man who has known, who has actually realized the divine truth, has perceived himself as the Spirit. A mere talker cannot be the Guru. Mere talker means telling all these things, big things about Advaita, Brahman, etc., etc. So many are there, you can just see YouTube and all. Everybody is talking about Advaita now. It's a fashion, non-dual. So, it is the ultimate caricature. Because these things can be only discussed. First requisition of this is you renounce everything. The very beginning is that. Afterwards, other things are there. At least try to renounce all attachments, and outward renunciation, if it is followed, that is also very good. But when we don't even start on that and just start talking about big things, not only we are doing ourselves harm, because it is actually falsehood which we are practicing, and of course others also we are doing harm. So that is why Swami Vivekananda, to warn us, he says that if these things are not taught by one whose life is molded according to those teachings, they are worthless. So when Swami Vivekananda he went to Sri Ramakrishna, so we know that he thought, my God, what is he telling? I am the son of Narendranath Datta. He is telling me I am Nara Narayana, all that nonsense. He must be crazy. He said this, but he also said, but this man has genuine renunciation. He was impressed in spite of himself. That yes, he may have some idiosyncrasies, that is okay. But he is practicing what he is teaching. He has genuine renunciation. So, this is what Swami Vivekananda wants to tell us. So, I'll just sing one song, then little more we will discuss what Swamiji says. So this song is we had sung last time also. It is a really wonderful song by Chobi Rai. It's a Bengali song, but very simple to understand. So she says, Guru has given me in the ear that mantra which tells me how I will reach mother's feet. I will get Mayer Charan, mother's feet. So she's such a nice song she's written. The poetic way she puts it. She says that in that far away I can see where mother stays. Oi je Mayer badi duar dekha jai. I can see the door. But there Guru is there at front of the door to show me how to enter it. কোন পথেতে যেতে হবে গুরু তা জানে। And then she says, Mother is always calling us. মা যে আমায় ডাকছে সদা প্রাণের ডাকে। God is always calling us. But পথ নাই পাই খুঁজে বেড়াই। I am not finding the path. So when that is happening, what happens? See how she beautifully puts it. Guru came with mother's letter. Invitation letter from God. মায়ের চিঠি হাতে নিয়ে এলো যে গুরু। And with these instructions, he started me on my spiritual sadhana. মন্ত্র দিয়ে করলো আমার সাধনা শুরু। So in Bengali, very few songs are there for Guru. So this how she has excellently she has put this. কথাটি বলেছে কানে, গুরু আমায় সেই কথাটি বলেছে কানে। ও আমি কেমন করে পৌঁছে যাব মায়ের চরণে, গুরু আমায় সেই কথাটি বলেছে কানে, গুরু আমায় সেই কথাটি বলেছে কানে। ও আমি কেমন করে পৌঁছে যাব মায়ের চরণে, গুরু আমায় সেই কথাটি বলেছে কানে। ওই যে মায়ের বাড়িখানা দুয়ার দেখা যায়, গুরু শেখা দাড়ি হয়ে আছে পাহারায়। ওই যে মায়ের বাড়িখানা দুয়ার দেখা যায়, গুরু শেখা দাড়ি হয়ে আছে পাহারায়। কোন পথেতে যেতে হবে গুরু তা জানে, কোন পথেতে যেতে হবে গুরু তা জানে। গুরু আমায় সেই কথাটি বলেছে কানে। মাঝে আমায় ডাকছে সদা প্রাণের ডাকে, পথ নাই পাই খুঁজে বেড়াই শোধাই কাকে। মাঝে আমায় ডাকছে সদা প্রাণের ডাকে, পথ নাই পাই খুঁজে বেড়াই শোধাই কাকে। মায়ের চিঠি হাতে নিয়ে এলো যে গুরু, মন্ত্র দিয়ে নিয়ে এলো যে গুরু, মন্ত্র দিয়ে করলো আমার সাধনা শুরু। জীবন তরি যায় যে সদা মায়ের পানে, আমার জীবন তরি যায় যে সদা মায়ের পানে। গুরু আমায় সেই কথাটি বলেছে কানে, ও আমি কেমন করে পৌঁছে যাব মায়ের চরণে। গুরু আমায় সেই কথাটি বলেছে কানে, গুরু আমায় সেই কথাটি বলেছে কানে। Next, Swamiji says, so all this happens, that what has been described in the song, that if we search, somebody comes to help, we find the path, we start sincerely along the path to God. But first, he said, first the true teacher should come. And you must remember that he is not just a man. You may get a teacher in the body, but the real teacher is not in the body. Here also people forget the essence many times. The real teacher is the power which is transmitted through that body. He is not the physical man. He is not as he appears to our eyes. It may be that the teacher will come to us as human beings and we receive the power from him. Sometimes he will come in a dream and transmit things to the world. The power of the teacher may come to us in many ways, but for us ordinary mortals, the teacher must come and our preparation must go on till he comes. That is the thing. So, like he says, sometimes he will come in a dream and transmit things to us, but that generally does not happen. We should remember that. So, in very few cases it happens. Everything we see in a dream don't. Our President Maharaji was there, 12th President Maharaji, Bhuteshanji was there. So one devotee asked him, people become very emotional. So he came and asked him, Maharaj, you had come yesterday night in my dream. You said something, but I have forgotten what you said. Can you tell me what was that? So he said, you saw the dream, not I. So we have to remember this. Yeah. So then Swami Vivekananda continues, nature of the Guru. He says, we attend lectures and read books, argue and reason about God and soul, religion and salvation. But these are not spirituality. We should remember this. So saying simply, hearing big things, Brahman and all that, and discussing that, even reading about that, that is not spirituality. Here also, when you ladies go and cook, you may recite the whole cookery book, but that will not make you a cook. You have to go in the kitchen and start working. So similarly, there is nothing extraordinary in spiritual life. The same rule applies here. These are not spirituality, because spirituality does not exist in books or theories or in philosophies. It is not in learning or reasoning, but in actual inner growth. Are we trying for that growth? That is the thing. Are we really trying to remove our minds from the world and devote ourselves to God more and more? If we are doing that, even if we don't read any books, we will progress spiritually. But if you are not doing that, we can start lecturing also, no problem. But there will be no growth. Even parrots can learn things by heart and repeat them. If you become learned, what of it? Asses can carry whole libraries. So when real light will come, there will be no more of this need for learning from books only. The man who cannot even write his name can be perfectly religious. And the man with all the libraries in the world in his head may fail to. Learning means book learning, is not a condition of spiritual growth. Scholarship is not a condition. Like we in the recent years we have seen even Sri Ramakrishna's some of disciples, like of course prime example is Swami Adbhutananda Latu Maharaj. He could not even pronounce the alphabets, let alone scholarship. And many others there who are not great scholars. Advaitananda Swami, they were not great scholars or anything. So the touch of the Guru, the transmittal of spiritual energy will quicken our hearts. Then will begin the growth. That is real baptism. No more stopping. Then you go on and on. So then Swami Vivekananda quotes a verse from the Dakshinamurti Stotram. Dakshinamurti Stotram we can discuss at some time. Of course, it is a purely Advaitic Stotram, but so there it is written that the teacher is a boy of 16 and he is teaching a man of 80. But how is he teaching? He is teaching through silence. Only through silence he is transmitting that. So when Holy Mother had gone to Bangalore, then all the devotees were sitting in the big hall. So Holy Mother thought, I don't know their language, they cannot speak my language. So she said to a disciple that it would be nice if I could speak some words, talk to them. So he translated that and told others. So they said, no, there is no need. There is no need. We are just feeling so blessed by remaining near Mother. So that is their power. So the Swami Vivekananda quotes that from the Dakshinamurti Stotram, that the teacher was a boy of 16, he taught a man of 80. Silence was the method of the teacher and the doubts of the disciple vanished forever. This verse is so they are sitting beside a tree, underneath a tree. Vriksham Batataror Mule Vridha Shishya Gurur Yuva. Then he says, Gurostu Maunam Vyakhyanam. He is teaching just through Maunam, through silence. Gurostu Maunam Vyakhyanam Shishyastu Chinna Sanshaya. All the sanshaya, all the doubts, Chinna means it was gone. So the whole stotra is very nice. So then he again, last of all, he says, I bow down to the Guru who is the embodiment of the bliss divine, the personification of the highest knowledge, and the giver of the greatest beatitude, who is pure, perfect and without a second, eternal, beyond pleasure and pain, beyond all thought and all qualification, transcendental. So Swami Vivekananda here quotes from the Guru Stotra, Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim. He is the embodiment of divine bliss. Dvandvatitam gagana sadrisham tattvamasya laksham ekam nityam vimalamachalam sarvadhi sakshi bhutam bhavatitam triguna rahitam sadgurum tam namami. Then in the end he says, such in reality is the Guru. That is the nature of the spiritual teacher. So let us have that Hindi song which is in the sheet, and then we will have Arati. So in the sheet there is one song, Mohe Lagi Lagan Guru Charanat Ki, that is Mirabai's song. So this is also a very deep song, of course. Then she says, Charan bina kachu nahi bhave, jag maya sab sapnan ki. So after getting the real thing, all this whole world is seeming like something worthless. It is nothing. So when Kokha Maharaj, Swami Subodhananda, when he was in Belur Math, last few days. So he was just about to pass away within 1 or 2 days. So he said that the whole world, just to me it seems like a heap of ashes. There is nothing here for which I should stay anymore. That is the reality of the world. Something to be got, something to get freedom from, not being immersed in. नहीं भावे, चरण बिना कछु भी नहीं भावे, जग माया सब सपनन की, मोहे लागी लगन चरणन की, मोहे लागी लगन शरणन की. So what she says in the last verse, last line is also very significant. उलट भई मोरे नयनन की. Nayanan means eyes. So we are seeing through our eyes outside. So she is telling ulat. Ulat means opposite direction. So now my eyes have turned in the opposite direction. I am not seeing anything outside. I don't like anything outside. It is all worthless for me. Inside I have found such a thing that in comparison to that, outside has no attraction at all. So another way in this is said that in spiritual life the key turns in the opposite direction. What does this mean? This means that in worldly life, whatever our achievements are there, they are all outside. Any endeavor, anything you do, any achievement in any field, they are all outside. But in spiritual life, nothing happens outside. It is all inside. The covering is removed from the soul, which is inside. So ordinary, to all ordinary eyes, the spiritual person also appears the same. Sri Ramakrishna, so many people came to Sri Ramakrishna when he was in Dakshineshwar. Hundreds and thousands of people used to visit the temple. So who recognized him? Outside he was just ordinary Brahmin, eating, sleeping, drinking to all. But only who could see inside that real vision, they recognized that this was not an ordinary man. So here Mirabai says also the same thing, that now my eyes have turned inward. Now outside world has no attraction for me at all.
The real meaning of तीसरी आंख.
Yeah, that is the real meaning. So that is the spiritual vision.